Add marker. Oh, bit of a smaller set this time, but Legend Maker still an interesting one. Pepper doesn't particularly like this set because he feels there's just too much lockdown and things going on in here. I've always found it a bit weird when it comes to the Pokemon trading card game. I do feel like you need some sort of checks and balances to things because otherwise overly powerful abilities just go rampant. Looking at you, Pidgeot, but we shall see. So yeah, a lot of this one revolves around this React energy down here. And React energy is just a colorless energy. It's a special energy, so you can only have 4 of them, but it activates, or I guess the Pokemon react to the energy and actually have some big bonuses. So a lot of what we'll go over does involve using them in some way or another. Let's actually look at the high rarity stuff first, as and say hello to Pika, and of course to Birdis, who immediately gets Pika'd. Yeah, let's have a look at the high rare stuff first, because there's actually a bit more of it this time. Arcanine EX is what we're going to be playing today, just because I actually pulled it. Fire Remedy, I mean, all of this card is crazy. It's a 120 HP stage 1. Fire Remedy, when you attach a fire to it, you remove a damage counter and all special conditions on it, so it's difficult to lock with something like Flareon, which of course we're the ones who have, but status condition stuff is not as big a deal. Overrun is a decent, efficient attack, 30 to the active, 20 to one of the opponent's bench, and Flame Swirl is a massive 100 for free energy. You discard 2 of the fire, or 1 react energy to the thing there, so pretty solid. If Armaldo EX over here has a react energy on it, it's grass and fighting type at the same time, so one of these dual armor hit weakness things, which is pretty good. Vortex Chop is the main attack you're looking at here, 70, but if the opponent is resistant to a type, it's 100 instead, so it punches through its own resistance, which is pretty good. If it's dual typing, it does get dual resisted by Dragonite, which is kind of funny, but not too bad. Banette EX, there's only one of these pulled, but Shady Move is really, really good. If it's the active, then you can move a damage counter from any Pokemon to any other Pokemon, which is nice. And then Shadow Chant does 90 for 2 energy if you can put 6 supporters in the discard pile. 90 for 2 is absurd. Absolutely unbelievable output, but it is very fragile, so, and only one of it was picked up. Dustox nobody picked up at all. It is a EX Pokemon with Safeguard, so it's kind of like Keldeo GX was in the end, which was very funny. It does some things, it's not really relevant, unfortunately, because nobody pulled it, so moving on to one that actually did get pulled, Flygon EX. If you evolve into this Flygon, you can take 2 energy cards, not basic, just energy cards, 2 energy cards and put them onto the Flygon. So it charges up that big 5 energy 100 damage attack, or if you have just a couple, but they are react energy, Reactive Blast, you can discard reacts to do 40, 70 if you discard 1, 100 if you discard 2. So you can do more than that. If you do need to hit more, you can discard 4 react energy and do 160. Wouldn't recommend it, but it's possible. Mew EX, nobody actually pulled, but we should go over it because this was one of the most important cards of the format. I don't care what Matt says about it being an archetype card. Nah. Versatile is literally the same ability that Mew EX had in Gen 5, where you can use any attack in play so long as you have the right energy for it. So, absolutely insane. Its own attack is not amazing. It's 2 energy, so it doesn't really do that much, but the fact that it can copy any attack on your board or on the opponent's board in a format that has Hold-On dudes to provide rainbows, absurd, absolutely absurd. Walrein EX was pulled a little bit here as well. If it is your active, you put a damage counter on the active Pokemon that aren't water, so in doubles this could do damage to everything. In practice, it's going to just do stuff to the opponent's active, unless they're a water type. Water Arrow, 40 Snipe for 2 is pretty good actually on something this big, and then Ice Throw is 120 if they're a fighting Pokemon, which is good because this thing's weak to fighting as well, so not too bad. I don't remember if anyone pulled Regice Star. The stars in this set all have this final thing to them, where if the opponent is down to 1 prize left and this is the only Pokemon you have in play, they do some big stuff. So Regirock is do 100 instead of 30 damage, Registeel does 6 damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon however you want, and the Regice is 30 to each of the opponent's bench Pokemon, which is pretty sweet. As far as the trainers and stuff go, it is almost entirely stadium cards in this set. There is one supporter and field worker, but it's pretty bad, nobody's likely to play it. Draw 3, but the opponent gets to draw as well, so not super good. Curse Stone is the first one we're likely to see. Anytime between turns, put a damage counter on each of the Pokemon that has a Pokepower in play. This is kind of like Desert Ruins, but more generally applicable, so I expect to see quite a lot of that. Full Flame is 4 damage instead of 2 on burn Pokemon if they get hit by the burn. Remember, burn in this time is a coin toss to whether it actually works or not. You can't remove burn by evolving and devolving though, which is also quite nice. Flareon takes good use of that. Giant Stump, a little bit like Collapse Stadium nowadays, but a bit more restrictive, locks people into 3 bench Pokemon only, so very, very strong card there. Power Tree, if you don't have special energy in your discard, you get a special energy from your, not special, a basic energy from your discard pile back into hand, so it's like Training Court nowadays, but with the stipulation that you can't play special energy with it. Fair Deuce, most decks are playing specials, so this is a bit more one-sided than you think. Fun fact, I'm like, in my head canon, I don't know if it's actually true, but it looks it, Giant Stump is just a cut down Power Tree. I think that's very fun. Strange Cave is one that we might see next time, because nobody really pulled fossil stuff this time around. Except me with Credilli, but I don't like it, so whatever. Basically, you can just bench a Stage 1 fossil dude, instead of going through the actual trainer fossil, which is pretty sweet. So, might see play next round if we get the Delta Armaldo. The fossils themselves aren't too remarkable, but Mysterious Fossil has now got 50 HP instead of 10, so there is that. On to the Pokemon! Aerodactyl, I think, was pulled very slightly. It takes 10 less damage for every React energy that's on it, which, okay. It's also got EX immunity with its second attack, which is quite nice. So, difficult to get around, which is not too bad. Aggron I don't think was pulled too much. It does like 70 for free if you have a React energy on, it's guaranteed 70. Bound Crush is the same attack that was on Nidoking. Passable, I think. Credilli, for each React energy on it, 2 energy minimum to use the attack. You devolve one of the opponent's Pokemon and shuffle it back into deck. That's kind of nice, but the rest of the card doesn't do anything, so I don't like it too much. Delcatty, wish I had this one. When you get to move React Energy all across your board is the synergy here, and Energy Link 20 for 1 gets a discarded energy from onto the Delcatty itself, which is probably going to be the React Energy, so you can move it next turn. Pretty solid. Gengar, kind of liked it, but I don't think it does quite enough here. If it gets KO'd by damage, you put 3 damage counters on any one of the opponent's Pokemon. Works well with that Curse Powder actually to put 6 counters around the board. Cursed Reaction is 2 damage counters any way you want for a single energy, but if you put a React energy on as well, so this ends up being 2 attachments, 4 damage counters wherever you want, which adds up quite quickly, so not too bad. Also Scramble Energy 60 damage, passable, underwhelming but passable. Golem was pulled a little bit. For 1 energy, you search your discard for a fighting, attach it to the Golem, heal 20. Enrage Linear Attack kinda doesn't synergize with that too well, but it's got a lot of HP, so maybe it works. Same as Psychic Rage on the Gardevoir from last set. Snipe 10 for every damage counter that's on Golem to one of the opponent's Pokemon. And then 74 not affected by resistance, passable with its first attack. Nothing too special, but still. Kabutops, I think, yeah, it takes like 20 less if you have an Omanite or an Omastar in play, which is kind of cute. Energy Stream is relatively strong for its cost, but well, maybe it's okay with the Kabutops in the next set. I don't know. Extra Claws is just, again, 80 to EXs. EXs aren't played too much beyond me, so I don't know about that. Lapras is a pretty big one. I don't know if we're going to see this too much this week, but it is Lumineon V, but not as a EX Pokemon, which is interesting. When you bench it from hand, you search your deck for a supporter card. Very, very strong. Machamp, Maybe Pepper plays this week, I don't really know. Derail is kind of nice, and Swift Blow for each react energy that's on the Machamp, it does more damage. So 100 for free if you can put Fighting double react is very strong. But then how do you get the react energy back is the main question. Mew can change its type to match the opponent's active, so maybe if you can Gust afterwards you could hit something cheekily on their bench for weakness. 50 for 2 energy if you match what energy they have on them, like how many. Passable enough. Muck, nobody wanted to instigate this one, which is probably for the best. If it's your active Pokemon, neither player can do Poke Powers. Can still do Poke Bodies, but not Powers here. 70 HP isn't super strong, but it's the right amount of annoying with the Houndoom that Matt has. He just wanted to be as caustic as possible, and we said no. Shiftry, if you evolve into this thing from the hand, you bounce one of your Pokemon back. Could be interesting for EVs and whatnot, but I think it's a little bit too slow for that, really. Otherwise, it's not amazing, to be honest. Like, 70 for free if they're an evolution is kind of nice, but 70 for free is about the standard right now, so I don't know about that. Victory Bell can Gust up stage 2s automatically, which is pretty good. The rest of the card is kind of underwhelming, but stage 2s are the backbone of all the acceleration engines and whatnot, so that's not too bad. Wailord didn't get a chance to make it work. I don't think there's anything good in stage 1 acceleration to help here. It's just too expensive. Rely on Friends is a good attack, but not for 4 energy. It reminds me of Nidoqueen, except that Nidoqueen had very good other traits to go on here as well. But it's actually kind of similar. It's got the Nova Treat thing, that, although it doesn't apply to the Nidoqueen itself, but this can. It has a second attack that does more damage based on evolved Pokemon, but in this case it's specifically stage 1s. And it technically has a first attack. That is the same as Nidoqueen. I don't know. Absol, we're going to see this a little bit from me today. If it's the only Pokemon you haven't played, the opponent's basics can't attack, which is kind of neat. It gets Pokemon EX out of your deck, which is quite nice. And Feign Attack is not something you ever want to actually use, but the idea of this is you use it with Swoop Teleporter, and you go Extra Core, get your Evolved EX. Next turn, Swoop, get the basic that evolves into that EX, and bring it out. Girafarig, it stops basics from using any Poke Powers if it's active, which is kind of neat. Only the active basics though, so it's basically anti-Jirachi. Foresight is also kind of nice for that sort of aspect. Disorder may be useful, I don't know if it's got special energy or to confuse, like the opponent that is. Maybe. Gorbis with the Huntail is its own kind of deck here. So the Huntail, if it doesn't have a React Energy on it, you can search your deck for a React Energy, attach it to the Huntail. Really good if you have the Delcatty, because then you can move that wherever you want. And then the Gorbis, every React Energy that's on your Huntail and Gorbis is a double Rainbow Energy that doesn't reduce your damage output. Very good for the Gorbis because it does 70 for 2 React Energy basically, which is very good, very, very efficient. But yeah, I don't know, just a neat little deck, but I can't really facilitate it because I didn't get Delcatty. Speaking of 70 for 2, Magneton is kind of neat that way. If you have a React Energy on the Magneton, so Lightning React, it does 30 plus 10 for each Magnemite and Magneton that's in play. This includes the opponent, so if they were playing the same deck, you would do some stupid numbers, but realistically this is 70 for 2. And then, when the Magneton gets KO'd, you move React Energy from the Magneton to your other Pokemon, so you preserve the difficult energy to find in play, which is really good. The Lantern has dual armor, so another one of these that changes types if you have the other stuff in play. So this time it's water type energy that's on the Lantern, and it's both water and lightning. Its attack is very expensive for what it does, but the fact if you're hitting 2 good weaknesses sometimes mitigates that. I don't know, I haven't built a deck for it, but it could be interesting. Lunatone pairs with a Solrock in this set. If you have the other one in play, they block Poke Powers from Fire in Lunatone's case, and Colorless in Solrock's case. So you play these two together and you stop Pidgeot and Macargo from being played, which is pretty fun. Moon Guidance searches your deck for a trainer card that isn't a supporter card, so you can use this to get like Hold On Transceiver for next turn is pretty okay. The Solrock doesn't do a ton, but it can search specifically for Lunatone for 1 energy, which is kind of nice. Hyper Beam discarding energy can sometimes matter too in certain decks, so not too bad. Omastar I think is the other one that's okay here. If you have a Kabuto line in play, this Omastar does 20 more damage, which would be neat, except that its own output is very low anyway, so it's not really good enough, unfortunately. Otherwise, there are, I think, 4-ish notable cards left. Wobbuffet, if it's an evolved Pokemon, you make the opponent pay more to retreat, which is annoying as hell, so glad that's not coming up. Dunsparce is very funny because it stops other Dunsparce from attacking if it's active, but the other Dunsparce rotated. But this one's still decent. Draw 2 from the bottom of your deck for 1, or auto confuse and potentially switch out Dunsparce, also for 1 energy. So, still decent. We then have shoutouts to Furret because Do the Wave is exactly what old school Wigglytuff had, for the same cost as well, but we don't have DC, so whatever. Roselia might come up. If it has a React Energy on it, you heal 10 from each of your Pokemon that aren't EXs that have React Energy on it. And it can also Force Gust and Poison one of the opponent's Pokemon for just that 1 React Energy. So maybe it comes up. And then Celio, if Wolverine gets played, I don't know what Pepper's playing this week, maybe he does play this. You can search your discard pile for a basic energy and top deck it. You put a damage counter on the Celio to do so, but this works with the Wolverine from Hidden Legends to accelerate that energy straight away. So there's definitely something cool to that deck. That's honestly about it, to be totally honest with you. There's not a ton within this set because it is a bit of a smaller one. There's like 93 total cards in here or something, so it really isn't actually that big. What are we going to play today then? There's a couple of decks that I really wanted to look at. Both of these are kind of disgusting, to be honest, but we might bring this one out, the Lunatone Solrock stuff, to basically use the Lunatone from Deoxys that we had before. 20 plus 10 for each Solrock that we have in play. So if we get all the Solrocks in play, this is 60 for 2 on a basic. It also has 80 HP because of this Solrock, so it's powerful that way. And we are locking abilities as well because of stuff there. So very nasty lockdown deck here. Fighting resistance initially looks like a problem, but Hold On Energy sees to that. So fighting plus Hold On gets you into everything. And yeah, this deck is disgusting, and honestly, I don't know, if we play it, it's going to be a bit rude. I don't know if this one's that much better, but it doesn't have the lockdown stuff at least. This is what we're going to bring today. I wanted to bring Evolutions. I feel like a Raw Evolutions is good, but I'd be pretty dumb not to play Arcanine this week just because the card is so ridiculously strong. So we're playing Arcanine. It does 100 for free energy. Not much more you need. The evolutions that we're playing are the Jolteon because it covers water weakness and it also spreads damage counters, which is really good. We've got one Flareon for the status condition stuff, one Espeon for Devo Flash on the opponent's bench. We do a lot of spread damage between Arcanine and Jolteon, and the Espeon itself can do spread, so we can snipe down devolved Pokemon quite well. Umbreon is really good, obviously, for forcing gusts out, so we can just target whatever we need with a giant flame swell. And that's pretty much it. 2 Absols, so we can do the swoop thing. I might actually try and put the third swoop back in here real quick. I was having a few draw issues earlier, a few consistency problems, but I think we probably do want to try and get it back in. Let's do minus a fire and bring it back in here, I think. Because the Absol swoop thing is pretty important. Jirachi swoop can also be really good, so yeah. As far as the trainers go, the free Transceiver and the free Mentor are the main like startup engine here. Transceiver can also get Hold On Scientist and Hold On Farmer, which is quite nice here. Scientist is a poor draw card, but it's still searchable, so whatever. And then Farmer gets your stuff back, so you do have to discard for Mentor and whatnot, so there's that. For Super Scoop Up, because this deck doesn't have an engine to search for Surprise Time Machine, so Super Scoop Up, if it lands the heads, gets the evolution back into hand straight away. We just bench the Eevee, but we have the evolution already, so much better that way. Swoop Teleporter forces lets me effectively switch my active or any one of my basics with another one from the deck. and it keeps all of the traits that the Pokemon had before. So if it's been in play for a turn, I can evolve it. And that's the main thing here. So we want to grab like Absol, search our deck for an EX on the first turn, and then use Swoop Teleporter to say get the Eevee or the Growlithe, whichever way around I've gone, and evolve into whatever I searched for, is the general idea. Other supporters, we do have Professor Elm's training method in here, because you cannot use Celio to search for EXs, so this is the way to search for the evolutions in the Arcanine. I have like 8 targets for it, so it seems pretty reasonable. Mary's Request, if I had more of this, I'd probably play more. I don't play stage 2s, so this is just a straight draw 3. And then 2 Steven's Advice and 3 Advent as the other draw bit here. Steven's Advice can be a little bit inconsistent at this point. Either decks just don't set up, or if they do, well, you're probably fine, but it can be hard to get to lower than 7 cards in hand, so whatever. And then the 4 Stadium cards, there are 4 in here because we need to watch out for Cursed Stone, but all 4 of them serve different purposes. So we have Battle Frontier to block out Pidgeots and the like. This stops my Umbreon being played, but that's the only thing it affects, and I think I can play around that pretty well. Full Flame if I use the Flareon. We will get more burn damage, which is good. Giant Stump to stop things like Lunatone being a thing. It can be a bit of a pain in the butt, so we do want to lock that down. And Space Enter is the other one. I want 4 different Stadium cards in here just because it actually lets me play a Stadium card out of my hand if it is necessary when I already have one out, right? I could play like 2 Full Flame or 2 Giant Stump or something, but if I did, and I needed to bounce the Stadium, I couldn't do it. So this to me is a bit better here. And then for the energy, I was playing 14, I think we're going to play 13 here. The only other thing I could really do is take out like an Elm or something, which maybe is correct, but I don't know if I want to rely on Absol that much. Although, getting the attach is probably good. We want a decent amount because we are discarding a fair bit here as well, but we don't need too many initially, so it's kind of hard to say. I think I will actually go ahead and take out an Elm for the fire back here. 2 Elm is probably fine if we've got Absol and Jirachi as well. And we do just want more draw cards here, so I think that's probably for the best. Alright, let's go see what is going on down here. I've been hearing a lot of stuff being spread around, so let's go see what's happening with that. I think it's just deck stuff being spread over here. Yeah, Sai doing the bit there. Okay. Alright, hello.
Turned out Type X is a thing.
Yeah. Rayquaza EX is also a thing. One way of getting around Psychic range. Hit for 140.
Yeah. That would do it.
That. The only thing that survives it is the Scizor, and then it's is this Scizor charged?
But it needs 4 metal to get there.
2, 3.
Yeah. Hit for 140 it does.
Play a 3, but okay. Okay, yeah, but I can charge the Ray more. It's a scaler. It scales.
Oh, how am I not surprised at that sort of bullshit? It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of knew that already, right? It was going to be doing something stupid with that. Alright, well, I'm not sure how this is going to stack up, but they're both kind of gross in their own right, I guess. So, yeah, let's have a go, Pepper. I didn't get to play you last time, so...
I think that is the definition of catastrophic pricing.
Right. See what we can do. I've not been drawing too great in testing today, but we will just have to see.
This deck was a this is a coding week, so this deck's not the greatest, but
well, we'll take a look.
Heads.
No, so I guess I'm going first off it here. And we are going to immediately do the tap.
Tippy tappy.
I mean, there's not a lot else I can really do with it going first turn, right? Most of the time. That's pretty good though. So we will bench ourselves an EV. We will attach a fire to the EV, and that will be that. I had the choice between that and Mentor, and I was like, I want the basic now because I want to attach to it, right?
Patch of lightning. Elms.
Sure. Makes sense.
Pidgeotto.
Okay, makes sense.
Cool. Cool for family.
AKA, why did you shuffle?
Exactly. why did I shuffle? I have a call for family. Attack next.
Okay. Nope. Alright, that is what we in the industry call unfortunate. Alright, now I've got to think a little bit then. How do I actually want to do this? You claiming the deck gave you the bird? Maybe. Nah, we'll draw it back. I'm gonna admin. It's really just a case of do I attach energy first? I'm like, nah, we'll probably draw it.
Running into admin.
And, well, we did draw it. Alright, EB number 2. Just gotta think, where do we go from there then? It's attaching to the same one is tempting. Probably correct too. Yeah, we'll attach to that one, and that will have to do. Alright, well, better late than never, I suppose. Yeah, I wasn't about to let you keep that, you know. not when there wasn't much else I was gonna do anyway. Because I had Elm of my own, but I was like, there's not much point in using that right now when I know that you're gonna try and evolve through the bird anyway, so. Of course, knowing my luck, but hey, we'll see.
Play this down.
Yep.
Got.
Sure. I mean, I say that as if I've got anything I can actually do about it, but you know. It's like, sure, let me just 9 pillars that real quick. I'll tribute my Jirachi of the Yangzing to
Elm Stevens.
Ah, there it is. Yep. The Mountest of Moons. That's alright, it just gives me an excuse not to use it and to pay a retreat instead. I mean, it's true, right?
Attach by Cinder.
I'm gonna get one of these out anyway, not preempting anything, it's just because I should probably
Yeah,
have
because
a
it's a
damage
genuine
counter.
choice here.
Yeah. Have the ability to bring a counter spell for magic into the game to stop.
Yeah.
You are gonna hit with it?
Put
Okay.
really
Yeah.
some pressure.
Probably makes sense. Alright. Well, that's interesting. Is it good? Probably not. We will attach let's go... Yeah, I think I can get away with this. Let's go Transceiver. This is the first time I'm searching the deck, actually, I think. So... Yeah, because I admined instead of Elm, so this is my first search. Okay, well, we'll grab the Scientist, because I think that's probably for the best here. Yeah, this is a bit of an awkward one, but that's okay, I think we can deal with it. So, we will use the Scientist. I think I can get away with pitching Mentor here, actually, because all I really need is just an Eevee, right? So, an Evolution.
Oh,
so
fill your bench, I don't mind.
Exactly, so we'll draw 4. Well, it was close. I think I might actually just pass there. Go ahead.
Elm's training methods.
Sure. Yep. Unsurprising. Some people do just have that touch. It's all good. I understand this. It's not exactly been like, you know, instant coming here.
Quick search. Totally not the thing I just quick searched.
Sure. Ah, okay.
Attach fire. Make
Sure.
a wish.
Okay. Not amazing. Right. We'll do that just to be sure.
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not great. That doesn't really help at all. It's annoying because I'm like really close to actually being able to do something super cool here, but I'm like one card out, which is not fun. Man. I actually almost just want to skip this because I don't think this is winnable. I have plays, but nothing works with that fucking. Yeah, I don't think this is doable. Because I know exactly what's going to happen out of this too, which is the frustrating bit. The hell can I even do? Okay, let's go for Jolteon here. Super Skip. Okay, we'll pick that up. Debating on whether or not I want to put it down again here. Again, knowing exactly what's coming up, it's annoying. Yeah, like I'm literally one card short of being able to do like really cool stuff here, but that one card kind of messes up everything. Well, Yeah, I suppose we do just bench it, put it down again. Rainbow energy onto it, I suppose? Because I've kind of got to think Kindle is the, obviously is, so I've kind of got to preempt it a bit, which is not great. Well, we've got a bench another Eevee anyway. Pay to retreat and second bite for 50. That's pretty much all I can really do right now.
Demons for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the fact if I had to put a lightning on to attack anyway is the other bit of why the rainbow's got to go on there, but a little bit irritating, but not much you can do about it.
Quick search.
Mm-hmm.
Tie, put 2.
Yep.
Ave, please UI.
Yeah, it's like I can't not bench an Eevee there, unfortunately, so...
Ray,
Yep.
attachment hand.
Jesus. Yep.
Retreat. And take knockout.
Yeah, that is GG, but we'll play out for now anyway. There's absolutely nothing I can do because I can't like match that at all. We'll bench a Growlithe, we'll react energy and skip. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, this.
Oh, my Umbreon was prized as well. Yeah, okay.
That's just what I just noticed. This deck just kills things. It's very linear, and when it hits, it hits.
The thing is, right? I had the worst start possible, basically, because you had the Mount Moon early enough, and so I couldn't do anything with Jirachi, and I had no basic stuff to put down. I had no Growlithe. If I had Arcanine at any point in that game, I don't think you win that at all, really. My Umbreon was prized. That was the bit that I needed, because I was going to kill the Quilava. My Umbreon being prized basically instantly lost that game.
I did get pretty lucky actually to find the Ray that turn.
Excruciatingly lucky. So yeah, I don't think this is necessarily like unbeatable or anything. I mean, clearly I don't have the Vaporeon, but I don't even think that matters too much of it here. You got lucky with getting Pidgeot, and you know, quick enough, and I had like nothing to stop. That's pretty much all there is to it. We can try again, because it looks like these guys are going to be going for 7,000 years, so we're not going to be playing them at all today, but, you know.
In 10,000 years, time to have a game against Leo.
I mean, I don't know if that's actually possible in that amount of time, but, oh no, Leo's not the one for that, but, okay.
And that's a molt.
Alright, yep. Oh, yikes. Yeah, that is going to sting quite a lot. Yeah, that would help.
Heads.
Alright.
Welcome to my worst possible start.
Is it though? All you do is just attack twice and you're hitting for 60, right? No, it's 20 times, okay.
Yeah, it's my time.
I could see it then. This is a weird one. This is a very weird one. This is gonna look sketch as hell, but I'm gonna play Swoop here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the thing that I would want is prized. That's... I have just been drawing like complete shite today, I'll be honest, from any other practice stuff from before. Well, like I've been, no, not practice, but just like seeing what I want to play today. I have just been drawing the absolute fucking worst of everything right now, so I don't know, this is probably about expected, really. Yeah, I'm not remotely happy about picking that one up. It's not the one I want here, but I think I don't have a choice based on what I am seeing here. Or do we? No, because that doesn't even matter if I do that. Fuck, yeah, I don't really have a choice. I've got to do that with it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get Jirachi out. It's not the one I wanted here. Oh, sorry, not the one I wanted here. But yeah, prizing is an ass. We're gonna bench the Growlithe, put Rainbow on the Growlithe, and yeah, we're gonna do the Jirachi thing.
I just wonder if I should try and make the top snap point weaker by moving it down on the y-axis. It's a good idea, actually. I should do that.
Oh, I guess I also missed a Jirachi thing at some point because I stayed asleep twice in the previous game as well, didn't I? Just thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. Alright, let's do that again, I guess. Alright, not this time. Go ahead.
Touch of lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Pass.
Wow,
Yep.
okay. Sure.
This hand is, Hey, they're done.
Okay, let's
Either side.
react
Yeah,
energy
give me a second.
here.
Okay.
Just need to swap room.
It's an order of operations thing at the moment of exactly how I want to do this. Let's transceiver. As much as I don't like him, transceiver grab the scientist here. I have a feeling that's going to be relevant at some point. Okay, so then where do we go from here? I think we tap first here. Oh my god, okay. Irritatingly, I don't think that helps. Well, it kind of does, but not enough. God. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. Like I said, drawing like shit today. I guess we just grab that, because I don't really see any other way of doing this. So we'll bench the EV. Seeing how much I can pare this down. Yeah, no, I guess this is one of those no gamble, no future moments, right? We are going to swoop. When it lets me. Grab ourselves another Eevee. So, tilt that. Is that so? That's going there. I'm moving slightly too far with it that way. That's my own fault.
It's an invisible point, so hitting it when it's that close isn't unreasonable. I dash.
Again, hate doing this, but I think I need to. We're gonna bench the Absol and Scientist discard Mentor, so I get the extra draw here. Because there's like 2 cards. I mean, I'm not gonna hit it, but there's like 2 cards ideally I would hit. I hit one of them. That's not quite good enough, but it's very funny actually because it is close, but not there. Oh, and that's annoying because I've already put the energy down too. Sadness. Alright, so I hit the first one that was Jolteon. I wanted to zero retreat, so it was like one Jolteon or Espeon, right? Was going to be a thing. So we will still put 10 on the Ray.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, Jolteon does a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of important. The problem is where to go from there, and the answer is unfortunately probably nowhere. Go ahead. Obviously missed the Arcanine was the other bit. There were lots of ways, I just needed the Arcanine first and just didn't get it.
Too late. Catch fire.
Sure.
Demons.
Yep, for the 4. That's why I didn't want to bench the Absol, but I needed an extra card off of the Scientist, so it's like, I have to do this.
Please grab my puzzle. Can I please grab?
Good to see I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that's the other reason. Yeah, this hand still kind of sucks, so I'm just going to swing for 40.
Sure. Okay, how many cards are in that hand actually?
8.
8, okay. I'm just thinking how far I need to go with this then. How much are we willing to risk is the question. Alright, let's get the second Jolteon down at least. So we'll spread 10 again here. It's the margins which are the worst bit here. It's like how much can I realistically do? How much am I willing to bet on a coin toss here as well? Okay, realistically, if I hit this coin toss, actually it doesn't change how many cards I'd have. So Super Scooper. Alright, we do hit it. Fair enough. Yeah, because realistically, I'm going to bench the Eevee again, so I'm putting the Jolteon up, we're benching the Eevee down again. Realistically, same number of cards in hand right here, so I think that's fine. There is no fucking world where I bench a second Absol here, that is really stupid. We're gonna Transceiver get the Scientist, I think. I've been trying to see like how can I like maximize how many I get off of this, because if I'm hard drawing for it, I really fucking need that stupid Arcanine, right? And that's not too likely right now. I don't know. We'll discard the Absol. Like I could have played down a little bit more here, but I think we're gonna have to just do it from that. Okay, fair dues. So yeah, we do have the Arcanine. I have a fire, so I can remove the 10 from this. Yeah, it kind of sucks being on the other side of this. With it, it's like here's the oppressive part on my side. Yeah, we'll zero retreat here. We will attempt a second Super Scoop up. Fair deuce. That can come back.
This is kind of why happens when my deck stalls. It attaches to Rayquaza and does nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. And then we will discard the 1 react to do Flame Swell. Kind of a shame in a way that it wastes the things on Jolteon pings, but I mean, I can't really complain too much, right? I've discarded just 1 energy for that.
Right, the hand isn't actually getting any better.
Dang.
Like, the hand can work, but it's probably going to go way too far behind trying it. I'll stay in because it's not like I'm dead because I can call for family here.
Yeah, yeah. You've still got that to go at least. Oh.
Wrong button.
Ba ba da ba 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 ba.
Entirely. I think that's an idea.
You didn't absorb any of his stuff there, right?
Make sure it didn't absorb any of mine either. Search. No.
Yes. This is Rayquaza the Snake. I am now in stealth mode. Alright, it's the bird. Okay, let's see what we can do then. Yeah, this is what I was kind of meaning though. Like, Arcanine is gross. Thinking him of that, right? He's a bit of a brute. So therein lies the question. I am 1 fucking ping short of getting rid of that stupid Pidgey right now. That is hilarious. Because all I would need is like another Jolteon hit or something, and I could actually just overrun kill that Pidgey as well. That is kind of nasty. That said, I mean, I could still kill the Plusle, I suppose. Because it's not that hard. If I put the 2 Jolteon down, then that spreads 20 to everything, and I can still knock out Plusle and do 20 elsewhere. It's pretty good. It's just, do I need anything else with it? You know what's probably not the worst idea though. Yeah, that hand is still huge. It's not been doing much, but it could also just be Rare Candy Pidgeot is why it's not been doing much, right? Is always the problem. There's there's so many cards in that fucking hand. It's oh boy. I've gone through 2 Transceiver, right? Yeah, because I searched the scientist and then recovered the scientist. It's awkward because it's like I don't want to just go Jolteon with the 2 here. I'd much rather have an Umbreon, but I don't have a way of getting to Umbreon that's satisfactory. AKA, I would have to hard draw it, and that sucks. But I suppose we could try. I'm gonna Mary's request for a draw free here. Not quite. Actually, not that far off, but not quite. Okay, we are going to go 1 Jolteon here. I want to do this step by step so I actually know exactly how I'm planning out with this one here. We are going to try for a 3rd Super Scuba. And I will apologise in advance, because if I have what I think I do in deck here, this is actually going to KO the Pidgey now. Swoop Teleporter. I'm sorry, I've hit fucking 3 of those this one, so bleh. And I do as well, next card in deck, go figure. So the Absol's going to get swapped for an Eevee here. Which you know, because I have the other one, so pfft. So we're going to spread twice again, which is going to put the Pidgey at 30. Yeah, RNG definitely apologized on this one, that is for sure. Let's put Growly Boy down. I want to Rainbow to that one, because I kind of do need to get something else going here. And yeah, we'll overrun knockout the Pidgey as well.
It's gonna hurt, but not for the this is hurting me, but not for the reason you think it's hurting me.
Probably not, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, no, this is still pretty stupid, so...
Okay.
It's certainly not over
me
right
for reasons
now.
I didn't think you don't think it was hurting me. Because I didn't have Candy Pidgeot.
Ah, you got Candy Typhlosion instead, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Hang on. better idea. That first, then this. With the
No.
candy.
You
Can't
cannot
do
do
that?
that.
Oh, it's basic.
It's basic
Yeah.
only.
Yeah, because the problem right now is my hand is clogged.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wait,
mean...
actually, no, you bench something else. It's actually not as bad as the force.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, because the energy shortage.
Yeah.
Plus trying to discard down to Stevens.
It's a little bit frustrating, but I mean, what can you do?
I would have had to try and flip Scoop up with one Mon and hope for Tails to get out of my hand.
Honorable Sudoku. Yep. Yeah, that hurts, but I mean, whatever. It is what it
It
is.
is, though. I don't have to take a 50% chance of losing the whole game. I can just take your energy off you.
Yep, which is fair enough. Yeah, and that's really going to be the killer bit with this guy, I think. Alright, we'll draw. Yeah, because I needed to bench this other one because I have Arcanine in hand. So it's like I needed to bench another one because of that. But now I'm not actually too sure where I even go from here. I am healing the 10 off this, obviously. Yeah, now it's like, what do I actually do? Because it's not pretty. The fun thing about killing your entire bench is now Steven doesn't do shit. You know? But I kind of do need something to draw here, I think. Or do we just... Because it's like, I guess I could deck Finn maybe, but I don't know if that's gonna do much. Yeah, I should probably do that. Guys, not amazing. Fuck it. We will just draw the one here. Okay. It's not the worst card, but definitely not the one we want at the moment. We'll just put the Space Center down to lower the hand size a little bit, and that will do. Because I can't attack now, because I don't have any energy on me. And that's really the thing, it's like, there's the one flaw with this deck is that it doesn't have acceleration. So if it gets hit with energy discard, that's kind of it.
Get admin.
That's
Yeah,
what
this
I
is my
was.
hand, by the way.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, yeah, am I gonna have to admin this? And I'm like, no, I am not.
Yeah, I had a tile of stuff which I just couldn't get rid of. Okay. Put this down. Touch lightning.
Yep.
Take KO.
Yeah. If there's one unfortunate flaw with this guy, it's that you have to go ahead and discard every time.
Yeah.
Okay. We will draw. Oh, that is something. So 6 in hand. I do have transceivers, so we are going to get scientists back here. Taking 2 prizes is a detriment, oh ho ho. Yeah, so we're going to scientist, discard the mentor, draw 5 here. Wish I could do this the other way round, but I don't believe I can. That is very funny, but it's not. It's interesting. The other kind of amusing thing is that this thing doesn't just immediately eviscerate me, but okay, I think I know the line here. I did have fire in hand before, but I wanted to try and get react energy here so I could get the hundo off. But I think this is probably going to be better. As a admin insurance here, we're going to put Frontier down. Because I don't particularly want to redraw that. We're going to switch in here and overrun.
Okay.
So 60 there, 20 to 60
Oh,
total
overwhelm,
now.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not flame swirling you. I don't have a react energy, so you'll just strip me of all my stuff. So you're at 60 on here, not 50. You had 30 on already.
Yeah.
'Cause
Sorry, I'm brain dead today.
Yeah, I put 3 pings of Jolteon on over the course of the game, so...
Super scoop up.
Yep. I can't complain. It was the only way that I had any sort of shot at getting everything going here anyway, but I can't really complain. Yeah, because of course you've got rare candy in that hand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need to make those
very funny.
those snap points less snappy.
It's very funny, I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and at this point I think I just lose, but...
Not that on in case I melee. Bench. That's... City happens. VS Seeker.
Sure.
Guess who's back?
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll do the 80.
Sure.
And discard that. I don't think it matters much, but
Might have some time. So... Okay. Yeah, it's not amazing. Definitely not. We are going to Elm here. It's annoying because I can't... I guess you didn't have the thing anyway, but it's like I can't... Oh, I could do that. We might have a bit more than I thought. Flareon.
that's on the obnoxious side.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that then.
One good thing about the new snaps.
Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, so looking at it, I think I've had a lot of rainbows discarded already as well, right? Because you kept deleting them. There's 2. Okay. It's just like Flame Swirl is a thing. It could be good, but I'm just trying to think where the last bit of output comes from here in this situation right now. Because if I set up for second bite, right, it would need a burn proc probably, but that's fairly reasonable given how many turns we would have for it. If I go all in on Flame Swirl and you somehow recover this thing, then I am probably completely screwed. Overrun does what? I mean, it's not terrible. The frustration is because my energy is fire, right? If it was react energy, it probably wouldn't be quite as big a deal here. But the frustration is it's fire, so if I go Flame Swirl and I don't get an energy to attack, even if you do like recover this, I'm completely screwed. The safe play could be to go here, because you don't kill one of these in one shot anyway, but then that requires me to find the energy to do, which is not impossible. What else have I gone through here? Have I gone through 2 of them? No, just 1. Yeah, I'm going to attach to the Jolteon and I'm going to overrun here. So, yeah, that's at 50, the 20 on the Cyndaquil, and then we flip to see if you get hit by Burn. Which you don't this turn, okay. One singular hit on Burn and me getting an energy to hit with a Jolteon is game over, so it's kind of where I'm looking at with it right now. And you do need to keep attaching and also flip for Confusion right now in order to survive this thing. Yep, for 4, sorry, I've got 3 evolutions in play.
Why didn't you just attach to Arcanine and knock out?
Because I would have to flip 2 for the thing, and I had no other energy in play. This is an abundance of caution type thing. Typhlosion doesn't kill any of my EXs in one hit.
Because I flipped 10 heads.
My 1 card was mental, I couldn't do shit. Yeah, so the thing is, without
I was trying to find my switch to get out of this, because it was like my plan was switch, swoop my second Pidgey, evolve, Pidgeotto, retreat back, and then work from there.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing is,
you're right. I didn't realize you only had 20 on him. I was thinking he had 50 when you used overrun.
I overrun. Yeah. So the thing is, yeah, it's like I wouldn't kill him even with the burn flip if I used the flames, and I had no other energy in play. So really, realistically my one shot here was to Abundance of Caution. I attached to the benched one, hope that I can get into either the Electrode or the Elm to search it, or one of my 2 remaining rainbows, and 1 burn proc, so I could get the second bite kill there. Really. There wasn't much else I could see for it. Like, if I attached here and I didn't top deck an energy next turn, even if I survived, completely screwed, because I had to discard 2 fire. If it was a react energy, I probably would have attached here and just like discarded that, because then I could still attack if I didn't have it. But yeah.
Meanwhile, on my end, the thing is with this deck that there's no great recovery for energy in this format. It's like Farmer or at 3 for 1 item, which means I only have like 2 of these bursting ups usually. I'm just out of gas.
Energy recycle system seems like tailor made for that, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe I should. Like, I actually been thinking I'd run that over the scoops, to be honest.
If you're running 1 bird, then or like any bird, I feel like running 1 recycle system to get with it is pretty good.
Yeah, lazy deck building on my end, I'll be honest.
Well, I didn't have Vaporeon in this deck, so, you know, you got away with it.
Yeah, scoop. But yeah, the scoops. So probably -4 scoop, plus 3 energy things, and a switch based on testing. Maybe I keep a scoop in there, but it feels wrong to run. It's like scoop for like 4-0. Well, maybe 1 just in case.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 1.
It's
yeah.
awkward, yeah.
Yeah, scoop's an awkward one to the flip.
So what I was trying to gun for before realizing, yeah, just Flareon this board is like I was trying to go for a spot where I could use. I don't even think it was Umbreon. I think it was Espeon is more what I wanted, but it would have needed me to get the other Eevee out, and my other Eevee was prized, so, you know. But it was just like, yeah, I mean, I can't complain. We both hit them in that game, but I did hit 3 super scoop ups, so you missed a turn with that one, I think, Matt. I had an Absol and 2 Eevees on the bench, 2 Jolteon in my hand, and I ended up hitting the super scoop up after the first Jolteon, so it was like Jolteon spread, swoop teleport the Absol into another Eevee because it had been down for a turn, put the other 2 in, and I managed to overrun kill the Pidgey when it was benched off of Call for Family the previous turn. It's like,
Wow.
gross as hell.
And then the Pidgey turned out to be a decoy if my hand was not but Candy Pidgeot, but Candy Typhlosion.
Yeah.
I was thinking, don't kill the Cinder. I need that Cinder or I'm dead.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was the wrong sort of bit to do, but I was like, I
You
don't
couldn't see
know.
my hand.
Yeah, it probably was the wrong one to hit. I probably should have just hit the Cinder, but then it could have easily still been find a Cyndaquil off of like some stupid shit like Mentor or whatever, and then just Rare Candy it anyway, because Rare Candy is dumb in this generation.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm not sure what to do with the engine on this build. Like, it probably should be a hold-on thing next set, but I have one transceiver. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
Like, because Mentor does get the Ray EX. The alternative was to try and run dual balls, because again, it won't affect the EX. But I didn't feel confident lowering my basic count too much, because leading this guy kind of sucks. It's a very slow start. He's fat.
Yeah.
Slow to charge. He's just not doing much early turns.
Either of you guys want to play a game?
Yeah.
I'm good for a break.
Yeah, let's have a shot then. I'll switch over to this one. Oh, wrong one. Change color. Whew. How's Leo's stuff been this week? Is he, I see he's playing something completely different from what he was showing yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. We played a couple like test games last night with the like Gardevoir and Marowak stuff, but he was getting bricked a good bit.
Yeah, unfortunately,
He-
though, I felt that coming.
Yeah, he came in pretty frustrated today, saying he was just going to play a theme deck, and because at least that way he could like draw energy and Pokemon and stuff. So did that a couple times, and I was like, oh wait, theme decks are god awful, and switched back to using an actual deck.
Yeah. Alright, let's see how this goes.
First
Well,
one.
same to me.
Sweet. Okay, Umbreon. Stump. Okay.
Yeah, the Giant Stump is pretty good with the EV stuff mostly, because you can just kind of stun a lot of dumb things from that. Okay, that's not terrible-ish, is it? I can't even tell with this deck sometimes.
I'm just take a break, just get a drink and stuff.
Sure.
Okay.
Alright, what would you like?
Heads on first.
You got it, but good luck.
Aha.
No attacking for you, good sir.
Fair enough.
There's a good reason why this is in here, but
I can still use powers, right?
yeah, you can. It's
Yeah.
just attacking this stops. So like it's
Okay,
bad against Jirachi, but it is pretty reasonable against the other stuff here. As soon as I bench
like
something, though. Yep. As soon as I bench
that-
something, that's it. But
Almost did something.
yeah.
Pass.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as I put a bench thing down, then it doesn't work, but it's strictly for like this sort of first turn moment, really, where
Yeah.
it does actually do stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. Are you playing like a bunch of Absols, or you just have one?
I have more than one, but in fact, you'll probably see it because I'm going to discard the other one anyway. We are going to transceiver here.
Have you
Yeah.
found opportunities to use it except for on startup?
As a swoop engine, yeah. Again, like I said,
Sure.
it was on the bench where I could swoop it for the EV last time round. So
Right.
that did help. But obviously that's not the main sort of use for it. Yeah, will mentor. I will discard the other Absol because I kind of drew both at the start of the game. I'm like, that's not helpful, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like the worst thing in the world, but yeah. Alright, so I only really need to have that like first turn of it here, to be honest, because I imagine disconnect is going to be coming my way in a sec anyhow. So I think we are pretty good to at least just throw down everything here. So that is what we shall do when they actually go where they're supposed to. You know. Am I going to use this attack? I should probably just attach to one of them on the bench, actually. Yeah, it's probably for the best that I do. So let's go ahead and attach one to the Growlithe here. Gotta be a rainbow, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And yeah, that will do. Go ahead. And one more thing I was considering there, but yeah.
Electric. Now, figure out what I'm doing. This little energy removal.
Yep.
Womp womp. And we'll warp point.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, then. Yes. So we'll admin.
Sure.
I'll pick 6. Okay. Throw out a. But this matchup. Haven't seen any Pidgeys yet. Haven't seen any at all, but Umbreon is relevant. Okay. We will grab a. Yeah, it's fine. Just grab it. Right.
Okay.
Storage. Franchise. So let's play a first stone and this.
Yep. Alright, we'll draw. Well, I guess we gotta do what we gotta do. We will use Umbreon here. So yeah, we'll bring it up.
Okay.
We'll put a React Energy down. And we will Black Cry. No retreat or powers and 20 damage.
Yeah.
Powers part doesn't matter, but the no retreating might actually be somewhat relevant here.
Yeah. So we'll go Elm.
Yep.
Main.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's when I keep doing stuff. Little Cyclone, so you gotta switch out.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
I wish you didn't have to.
I wish I didn't have to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, GG. I'm not gonna bother. I have stuff I
Oh,
can
well.
do, but this is not a matchup I want to play. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's fair.
It's not fun, so I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Prizes aren't very good, but who really cares? Yeah, nah, there's stuff I can potentially do, but this is not a matchup I want to play. It's just not remotely fun.
Yeah, it's proven very powerful.
I can't
turn
imagine
one-
why. Yeah.
Yeah, turn 1 trainer lock has been insane. I hit that against Sai a bunch, which, that's luck based, but obviously when that goes off is insane. And just disconnect is great too.
Yeah, I had other stuff I was tempted with it this week, but it's like, I'd be kind of silly not to at least try this stuff here, but yeah, no, this just isn't fun, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I really like how... Yeah. I was worried about Machamp for sure. And, to some extent, Airwhack as well. It's pretty good. But I'm glad I brought this because the field is very, very, very soft to Manectric today.
The funny thing is, the other deck I was going to play is Lunatone Solrock, so
Yeah, that would suck.
that would have been pretty unfun on your own end too, so...
Yeah. I was pretty sure you were not going to bring it, so I wasn't worried about that
It
one.
was
I was more worried about...
it was actually a
the-
lot closer than you think it was.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, deck is disgusting.
Yeah.
It beats pretty much everything that I've played, other than well, not even other than anything. It beats everything that I've played. So
Yeah. Yeah, so,
actually,
I mean, if you had them, you would have had it probably, almost certainly, really.
yeah.
It was,
But I wanted to actually, you know, not necessarily kill everyone's fun this week, but you know, that's a mentality thing, I guess.
that just shuts off fire and colorless, right?
Yeah, but that's
Not too bad.
that's everything that's relevant, to be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of them. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you gotta be ready for that. You know what I mean? Like, if Lunarok exists, you gotta be playing your Space Center. You gotta be prepared to get ability locked.
Yeah,
And if you
that one space center that I have that is basically useless
Oh,
because I can't get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though I only have 2 of the things.
yeah, I
you get
know.
wrecked by Lunarok, and Lunarok exists in the format it's known to be strong, then you gotta accept that you're gonna get wrecked. I feel like it's a very fair thing. But that's just
I mean, it's a little bit of matchup roulette in a way, right? But I don't know. No, it's just like, yeah, maybe there was some stuff I could have done with it there, but honestly, nah. I can already tell I'm just not gonna have fun against that. You know, I've gone. It's that usual unfortunate bit of you go second and you're immediately locked out of the game instantly, and it's just not fun. I'm sorry, but
yeah. You went first, right?
no, I did not.
Oh, you're right. But
I
missed
stopped
the
you attacking
lightning.
because of Absol,
Yeah.
but I did not go first.
Yeah, that was probably, I would think, about as good as you could hope to get it with miss the disconnect and having to get out of Umbreon. It worked
No,
out that I
because
had
you
it, but-
you adminned me out of Arcanine plus Elm, so and I had
Yeah,
to react
well,
to something there.
The thing
so...
was, I knew you had it because you would have attached to Absol if you didn't have it. So I was like,
incorrect.
well.
Incorrect. Because I can't
Alright.
use Swoop Teleporter. So all I'm doing is I'm giving you time to just use Manectric and like your Mega Shot, the thing that I put on the bench, basically that. No, that was the wrong choice to attach the Absol regardless.
Well, I guess I got the correct conclusion for the wrong reason.
Yep, which is fine. That happens. But
What about you, Pepper? You want some disconnect action?
May as well test out this new bit, the change I just made. Probably gonna
I
regret
can
it,
move. It'll be easier that way.
oh boy. I'm not sure if I
Game
want to play
Morgan
this
one.
hand out, but I guess I'll. If you're mulling, guess I will. If you...
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm sure I'll see the reasoning for that later on of the Mulligan stuff there. But
alrighty. Heads on first.
Sorry. Oh, the other way, tails.
It's kind of interesting because I have sort of said the same sort of bit. It's like, yeah, in a way you do need to, like, it sort of checks and balances bit off of it, but that doesn't mean it's going to be like fun to actually to play against. And there's often nothing you actually can do without just making a bad deck. I mean, realistically, what are you going to do against a... why are you only flipping one?
That's a good question. Alright, 1 tails plus.
Why do I program 9 buttons if people don't use them?
I'm just doing it to make you angry.
Okay, I lied. I didn't program oh wait, I told him to code from someone else, that's why.
I'll call Lunatone up. If I didn't press it. Take it away.
This hand is miserable. This hand is Stevens for 2 level miserable.
I mean, it's better than mine.
I'm not sure. I am not sure.
I don't know. Have a supporter, not have a supporter.
I have a supporter. I don't have much of a supporter, but smokescreen.
Okay. Well, I guess we will retreat and do the moon guidance, and I will grab a great ball.
I think what actually gets me, it isn't necessarily the ability locking, it's the fact of you can ability lock and also play 4 energy removal 2 and 4 reversal.
Thank.
Because if you are locking the opponent out of being able to play with abilities and such, and then also just completely killing their energy, they cannot play the game whatsoever. And that's what makes it not fun, is there is nothing you can do to even play the game. And it's just dumb at that point.
I can see that, yeah. Well, moon guidance for another great ball.
Because you can say as much as you want of, oh yeah, you've got to be able to play around it. That's we've got to build your deck in advance. There's nothing.
There's nothing. Shuffle this.
There's nothing you can do.
Make KO.
There's nothing you actually can do to play around it if the opponent has shut off every conceivable option the game has to offer. That's the bit that gets me. Is because you're shutting off their ability to attack, because if you just flip heads, which almost always happens, let's be real, you're shutting off their ability to draw anything with getting the item stuff going, and you're shutting off their ability so they can't search for anything or do anything that way with it as well. You are literally just preventing them from playing the game, and every single thing that you can do in deck building to go around that is shut off by those free traits. So it quite literally isn't beatable if you just get a bit lucky with the ER2s and such. Doesn't matter how you build your deck. That's what gets me with it. Is you say just deck build better. You can't do that because everything's blocked.
Well, take LBS. Your acceleration engine isn't shut off, so ER2 doesn't.
Yeah,
really
you can't get to your acceleration engine because you've stopped the items and such for it.
Also,
it's
people choosing to play an item-based search engine, where you can just choose to not do that and you have a better shot.
Yeah, play 25 supporter cards then.
Oh, just play the standard 15 and not run Hobon engine. And you're a lot less soft to it.
I have how many is it? I have 13 supporters I think in this deck at the moment, and even that's not that bad, to be honest. I guess Transceiver kind of hurts a bit there, but
was that a pass? Sorry.
It is now. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you said that or not.
No, I didn't, but yeah, you're good.
No, I have 13, and then I guess the Transceivers are there to actually get more off it, but I don't even think 15 support.
I guess.
I don't even think 15 supporters does it. I'll be honest with you. I think you actually need closer to like 20 in order to make sure you can play a card every turn. Because what are those supporters going to do? Steven doesn't do anything here. The best you've got otherwise is draw 3 cards, which isn't enough when you are getting hit for 40 every turn when you can't fight back.
Pass. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously a very good deck because the effects are very strong, but
Attach, take
it doesn't
KO.
beat everything. I don't.
Attack.
Yeah, it only doesn't beat things that hit it for weakness. That's about it.
Finally, a card I can use that isn't.
All right. Wow. I mean, I guess yeah. Sure. Ay. All right.
How am I taking 2 strikes with a Koalava?
That's
Ow!
a great question. Let's see. What we're gonna do is catch lightning and foresight myself. To
Sorry, so
wow, that's funny.
nice stuff out.
Was it just reorder? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super.
Okay. Got.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's awkward because I think if you do try and do that, where it's just just play like over a quarter of your deck as supporter cards and play your stage 2 engine and play your everything else, that like you end up folding to like everything that isn't exactly this because you're too slow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there's
The
this
challenge is-
which beats everything as well as the decks which are beating you because you're now too slow. I think you still lose to this. That's the problem. Even if you play like that many supporters and stuff, you still lose to this deck.
Elm, Space Center, Admin?
Because like, what are you honestly gonna do with it? Like, this trainer lock even locks in Battle Frontier, so you can't play any of the consistency engines. So you literally have to play about 10 draw free supporter cards if you want to play any cards per turn, and that just isn't going to work.
Like one good option is LBS with Mega Ergo.
Tackle.
At least you
40.
have built-in snipes. You can take out the Luna Rocks.
I don't see how LBS beats this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, the weakness definitely hurts.
Yeah.
But Steelix is a real hassle for this deck.
Yeah, Steelix doesn't even kill an active Manectric, though.
No, not in one shot, but it takes them a lot of turns to kill Steelix, and you won't be able to be item locked at the same time if you're gonna do any appreciable damage. That card's tricky. Like, I'm particularly afraid of Steelix.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. With that exactly one Steelix in the pool, though.
Yeah, that's true. That helps a lot. It's really weird that it's like that and Flygon, I think, the only fighting for lightning resist in the entire format. It's just bizarre.
Yeah, it's strange how ground got like blocked out by that.
Yeah. Alright, Pepper. We're gonna play some stuff now. I hope that's okay with you.
Yes, you can play cards. I want to play cards too.
We'll pal your little guy there. Full energy removal ×2. But don't worry, I'll flip things after. We're gonna go after the fire on the Cyndaquil. Okay, we're gonna go after fire on the Cyndaquil. Okay.
Why this
man.
deck works, that matters less than you think, but...
Yeah, no, I do believe that. That's pretty comical, though. We will throw out a little Battle Frontier, and then we'll add.
Yeah, I was energy flooded all fucking game. I finally find Scott and I get admin.
Oh,
Like my starting hand was like 4 energy, a recycle system, a farmer, and a Quilava plus the cinder. After the mull.
yikes. Wow. That did not help too much.
This is the other bit that irritates me with this sort of thing. Like, I don't know.
Let's see. I mean, that's nothing. I think we're just gonna foresight myself again.
I'm taking another prize this fucking Quilava, aren't I?
Yes.
This is just what's so. It's like, oh, it's so awkward because if you, granted, we have 2 less main than we should do here. That helps a lot in terms of that. But if you just
Alright, I
hit
tell
it,
you what, Pepper, I'll scoop it here. There's no supporters in my top 5.
God,
By the way, more energy flood.
it's so irritating because it just feels like I got the shit end of all of this. Is what it feels like.
Well,
You know?
this is super weird. This
Yeah.
I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, this game we both bricked the hardest brick we've ever bricked.
No, I can understand that. I mean, this is very, very unusual with the stuff with it there. But have we ever won or lost on the first draw? Yes, actually. I did manage to do a donk with that stupid Staryu in Gym Challenge. Not
Yeah, I had
until
to.
then, but
It's like, as soon as I find something, you admin me.
Yeah,
Into more
exactly.
energy flood.
Alright, let's run it back. This time,
This time I have a real game where we draw
Yes.
cards that aren't energy.
that sounds good to me.
oh dear.
And I'm all.
Sounds
Okay,
about right.
I'll take the 1. Alright, I'm pleased to say I'm not strictly bricked yet. Let's see. Heads, I'm first.
Hello, Sai.
Oh well.
Lightning, dual ball. Press the 2 just
You want
to
to play really quick, Kyle?
Yeah, let's go for it. I'll
Trade.
get my
Use
thing
Mr.
out of it.
Silliest game used to. I was on the verge of taking a free prize with a Quilava.
That looks
And
quite
we've
good.
switched over here. Right, okay.
Yeah, it's a double electric thing.
Right, this was not the deck I was actually bringing this week, so...
Then we will just foresight.
Right, I'll shift over, let's give these guys some space. Oh, goddamn item lock. I don't know, this one's been particularly weird for me that way. Oh, this is locked in place, huh? Move that out of the way real quick. Right, okay, let's so how's your week been in terms of the games and stuff here?
Oh, well, in general, my week's been great. I enjoyed my vacation a lot. Did a lot of different things. But for deck building, I went into it very optimistic. I was telling Matt this. Like, I thought I was doing a good job, researching and deck building. And then I posted what I got, and then apparently I just didn't do that good of a job. So I was like, well, this is pretty frustrating. So.
I'm sorry if that was my fault.
Well, no, I'm just realizing how, I guess, incompetent I am at deck building. Because it seems to me like the ideas in my head just don't translate well to the game. So,
Perhaps. I don't know. Right, anyway, we need to flip through who's going first here. We haven't done that bit yet.
Okay. I'll call heads.
Okay. No, so I have to go first. Okay. How do I even feel with that? I don't know. Well, I'm seeing this, so maybe it's something close to what you had before. Not a lot going on with it here. We're gonna attach the fire energy and go for the body slam. So 10 and yeah, paralysis. Get the counter on there. Okay. Not exactly where I want to be on the first turn here, but such is the way.
Better than mine,
Hmm,
so
that
I'm
remains
going
to be seen.
to touch fighting energy.
Yep.
Oh boy. Copycats.
I've got 5, yeah. Yeah, Copycat is still good. I was just trying to make more use out of the transceivers in that deck for you. It's like, yeah, it doesn't make sense to just play transceiver only for one thing, but its next set helps out a lot with that though. Adventurer gives a draw for the deck. Yeah.
Onyx, Spelldown.
Yeah, this thing scares me a bit. That's that Onyx. I've heard tales that this Steelix is actually really strong, so...
Yeah. Pass.
Okay. We will draw... Oh, God.
Yeah. My main thing was I just wish I had more time to play the game.
Yeah.
This was the only week that I really had time to do anything since I work full-time otherwise, and I've spent most of it deck building, not really playing.
Yeah.
Because Matt's the only person I can really play with during the hours that he's up. So both the times that I've played, the Lugia deck that supposedly is one of the best in the format, I just can't use. Apparently, like I don't know how to play with it right, so I lost pretty easily every time I played with it, which also gets me frustrated, not being able to play the deck.
Yeah, I understand that full well. I've been trying to play Evolutions for a fair bit, and I'm like, I can sort of pilot it, but I feel like it's the kind of deck that I could play until it rotates in 07 and still not actually be that competent with it, right? Just because it's that sort of complicated a deck. We're going to go for Holomenta here. We'll discard an Absol, and see what we can get. Yeah, no, I do totally understand though. It's can be awkward to say the least. Speaking of EV though, we are going to get at least one of those. Okay, there's that. Housing deck. Let's get Eevee, Jirachi. Did we just get another one? Let's grab Absol here. So Absol's ability isn't going to do anything here because I have more than one Pokemon in play now, but it's mostly here for that search attack. We'll see how that goes. Alright, we're going to go for Super Scoop Up. At least I'm hitting those today, that's been one lucky bit. No, I'm not attacking with this, I'm Super Scoop Up. So, flipping heads, I'm going to pick this up back to the hand. And the energy is on it as well.
Super Scoop Up.
Super Scoop Up, yep. So, we're going to bring the Absol in from there. It's this bounces all the energy and stuff back as well, so we will attach to the Absol now, play down the Growlithe again, and use the extra call to search for an EX.
Okay. Draw.
Which, just before we go too much further, just so you know what I'm actually grabbing here, is going to be the Arcanine.
Okay.
Alright, you can proceed. Yep.
Now, this magnet thing has been really weird to me.
Yeah, there's a new like snap zone that's been put in for using stuff like Pokemon Break and whatnot up here. It's maybe a little bit too strong. Everybody's been missing it a little bit, it seems. So I think Pepper might adjust that after this time round.
Okay. Yeah, it's just admin. I don't know if
Sure.
that
Yeah,
works in
you know
that
I
way.
have the Arcanine, so.
Okay, let's put that. Probably go to the only thing in the discard pile. That's fine. Transceiver.
Yep.
Grab the researcher.
We do have that in here, which is good.
Throw down metal energy.
Oh, we have that. Nice. That's a bit spooky.
Okay. What else? I guess that's it. I will energy bone with 20 on 2 Pokemon. I guess it actually counts. Doesn't it factor in weakness and resistance too?
If it hits the Absol, it will do 40, yes.
Okay, so anytime it hits a bench, you don't factor
Yeah,
in
don't apply
no
weakness and
matter what.
resistance for bench Pokemon, but you will for the active here.
Okay. In that case, I really don't care about the outside, because I can kill it every time.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you care
So-
either. You could always use the second attack to one-shot it.
So I'll just put it on Eevee and Growlithe.
Sounds good. Alright, we will draw. Very funny. Ugh. That's not amazing. Okay. Let's do 5. Get that discount list thinking about it. So do 7 in hand. Still not many. Alright, let's go Transceiver. Going to potentially look at like Scientist or something for this, but I don't think I can get enough cards out of the hand for it. I don't like the card either, I'll be honest with you, but it's the only draw card that we can get right now with this engine, and I just feel like if you're playing that many Transceivers anyway, the other supporters don't do much after the initial like turn set, right? So at least the Mentor doesn't. So speaking of which, though, we will grab that. I will discard the Holon Farmer for now. I still have this sorted, so we'll get just the two Eevee and the Growlithe here. That to hand. Do we bench the... I guess we probably do... Oh, you're right over there.
Yeah, I'm just moving around.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll bench the 2 Eevee. They're probably useful enough here. I will evolve this one into Jolteon, probably against my better judgment, but I'll evolve this one into a Jolteon to spread 10 damage to all of your guys. So... and then this goes up to 20. Because there's 10 on everything. We'll put a fire on the Growlithe here, and we'll use the extra call again to once again grab the Arcanine once it lets me. There we go.
Now 120.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
And he heals himself every time you touch. Alright,
Yep.
draw. Transceiver.
Yep.
Alright, scientists.
Yep.
And let's see. Yeah, okay. Don't shuffle yet because I'm
That's fine.
playing researcher.
That's okay. Discard.
Yeah. Oops.
That's okay.
Discard this.
Seems good.
And I'll grab. What should I grab? I get another metal on -20.
That is kind of annoying, actually.
I don't know if that matters anymore because I already have 20 damage on me. Your guys hit for a decent amount. Jolteon has no energy. Arcanine has. Future Arcanine has no energy. Ugh. I think I will. Yeah. Why not? Alright. This might end up being a terrible idea, but whatever. Scrap metal.
Sure.
Attach. And giant stump.
Ooh, right. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And metal crusher for KO.
Okay. Yep. So you'll get your prize. Yeah, giant stump's a good one. Yeah, I don't really have a choice but to go in with this guy. So you took away my option for Jirachi. Well, I mean, I took it away, but it's like I kind of had to, you know. Wasn't gonna do anything else otherwise. Right. So we will put the Arcanine in play. We'll put a fire energy on the Arcanine so I can heal 10 from it. Bench down another Growly Boy. That's gonna be the second one, huh? Not thrilled about that, but it's probably the way to go. We will Transceiver here. Which Transceiver will grab... not a fan of it, but I think this is probably the way. Transceiver grabs Scientist here. We will go Evolve to Jolteon to spread another 10. So we'll click that, so 20 on each of them, 30 on that. And then we'll use the Scientist, discard the Rainbow Energy, and we're going to get 4 here, because that's what you've got in hand. Okay. Okay, and then... Where do I need to put the damage from this? We're going to use Overrun, so it's only going to do 10 to the Marowak because of your 2 metals, but we're going to put 20 on the Beldum here, I think, with the spread part. This is where it's critical that it doesn't hit for weakness on the bench, because, yeah, otherwise. And then this goes to 40.
Alright, Beldum.
Yep.
Scientist.
Yep.
Discard. Metagross, draw 2.
Sounds good.
Attack with Metal Crusher.
Okay, so this goes
For
up to
50.
60 now. Yep. Okay, we will draw. Interesting. Is it good? I guess we'll try it. I'll go for Super Scoop Up. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna pick up the Jolteon here. I'll just re-bench the Eevee. It's not going to be able to evolve, but this one can. So we'll evolve this, we'll spread 10 again, which is going to knock out the Belbin here. And then this one is up at 30. So I'll get that. And then this is at 10, just getting that. So we'll get our draw. Okay. I will play Swoop Teleporter, but I don't know if I have anything I can actually get with this here, but I am allowed to fail it, so if I have to, I have to. I can get one thing, and it's kind of funny, but it might actually be the best bet here. Yeah, I'm gonna...
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Sure. That's a tactical thing. No! We're not doing that. Sai would call me out on it anyway. Could stack your deck. Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. Just do the bandit key thing and just slip something from under my shirt, right?
Alright, I'm back. You bandit key.
Right, welcome back. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Bandit key.
Sorry?
I said go ahead, bandit
Right.
key.
Yeah, so this is going to look a bit silly, but I'm going to bounce my Growlithe with another Growlithe out of the deck, because I just want to thin it down at this point. We will put a React Energy on the Arcanine here, and as annoying as it is, because of the Metal Energies, I can't really do significant damage to this thing otherwise, so I'm going to have to use Flame Swell here and discard the one React to massively overkill this thing. So it's gonna do like 80 total, but yeah, I don't really have a choice. I need rid of that thing. It's doing too much damage.
Alright, okay.
Yep.
Switch him in, draw.
Nah, it's just having some fun with chat anyway. Like, now's the time you could to alter the field and cheat. Like, I'd get called on that so hard anyway.
I didn't mind if you would just finish your turn. I knew you were gonna kill him.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to make sure nothing got lost in translation because I was doing that weird replace the Growler with another Growler thing. Just like, it is a bit of a strange play, so I wanted just to make sure that nothing got missed there.
Admin.
Yep, it's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure this game's over.
So we got 5, I got 4. Whoa.
Yeah, this game's over.
Oh dear.
We're gonna switch.
Ah, I see. Yep. Oh, right. He's a big boy. Huh?
You can one shot on this. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I know. Weakness is an unfortunate thing here. Yep.
And draft work's kind of useless now. But yeah, that's it.
Okay, we will draw. Let's go ahead and put another Arcanine down. We'll attach a fire to that one. Okay, yeah, this should work. Let's go Espeon. We'll devolve the Steelix and put that back into your hand.
What?
When you evolve...
Side loop, 60 damage plus 30 more damage for each trainer card your opponent has in play.
Yeah, it stings. It can sting quite a bit. Because, yeah, Shock Horror, we're gonna admin here. Okay. And then Overrun to knock out the Beldum of Weakness. We'll do 20 to the Onyx.
Oops.
So it's up at, yeah, it'll be up at 50 now, I guess.
It's not letting me change it.
Oh. Oh, there it goes.
Metal.
Yep.
Well done. Training method.
Yep, okay. I tried.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna go. You can only deal 1 KO, that's about it. So,
Yeah.
isn't really doing much. Pass.
Okay, we'll draw. Well, it's not as tempting an overrun target now, I guess, because I can only do 10 to it. Man, this hand is kind of not great. Ugh, what have we gone through? Just the one. Let's put Rainbow down on the Espeon here. So I get the 10 on that. And we'll overrun, do 20 to the Beldum as well as 30 to the Giraffe. Oh, that one's right for you anyway. So do that, and then... Oh, mouse please. There we go. Alright, go ahead.
Okay. Did not kill.
Nope.
Interesting.
Thing is, if I put the Rainbow on to attack with the Arcanine there, I would have had to have discarded 2 energies, so it... Like, this attack is really strong, but if I don't have a React energy to discard, then I don't... it doesn't do nearly as much for me.
Okay.
So I'm willing to take it a little bit slower here.
And excuse me.
That's alright.
Yeah, pass.
Okay. We will draw. Seems good, but probably not quite the turn for that. No. Let's put a fire on the Arcanine here, and we will just... Do we want to do anything else first? Yeah, let's go...
Oh. Yeah, I messed up. Go ahead.
Oh dear. Okay. We'll go mental and discard Arcanine. I don't think I have any targets left for this actually, but no, I do not. I think one of them is in here. So that's fine. Mostly just gets it out of hand at this point. We will do the same as last time. Overrun 30 to the Girafarig, 20 to the Beldum here. So this is up at 6 now. And go ahead.
Okay. Draw. Retain.
That stops me killing it with Overrun next turn. It's not bad.
Electro.
Ooh. That's spicy. Okay.
And I mean, yeah. Pass.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Amusing, but not great here. Let's see. What gives me the best shot with that? Let's bounce the giant stump with Space Center here. So we'll get that away. Just a 1, which is not great. Okay, yeah, we'll just overrun. We'll hit the... This does 60, it's up to... Yeah, we'll put the 1 on the Steelix here, I guess. And then knock out the Girafarig.
Sorry.
No,
I'm
it's
typing
okay.
some.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's a cool deck, Aragi. It's been kind of hit and miss and stuff here. I think it's missing like 1 element from what I should have here, which I'll go over afterwards. But yeah.
Jesus Christ. Alright, that's game. I'll just use... Here, I'll just Rainbow Energy, Mudslide, Knockouts, Espeon.
Sure, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I have an
That's it.
energy in hand, so this time I would just use the Flame Swell and take it out. Yeah, my 4th Eevee and the Electrode were in the prizes. I was hoping to be able to pick up at least one of those to do stuff with here, but...
Did you trade for all those EXs?
I pulled 2 Arcanine and I traded for a 3rd one. With the
No,
evolution,
I meant the EVs.
I pulled
Yeah.
4 EVs in total. I think I pulled 1 Jolteon, 2 Flareon, Espeon I picked up in the previous one, and then a Vaporeon I don't even have in this deck. I got very, very lucky in Delta Species with that.
Yeah, I wish I had that kind of luck on the Axis.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, some of these are obviously really strong, but they're also, like, they're not like the modern day Vs and VMAXs and stuff, where they're clearly massively overpowered compared to all the single price stuff. They're a lot more comparable here, to the point where giving up 2 prizes can be too much of a liability. But these ones, I think, are the first ones in the wild that I've seen really push the envelope that way, and the EVs are just kind of crazy, to be honest. Can be hard to play enough like stuff for them sometimes, because they're not the easiest of things to just like splash in anywhere, but god, they are powerful when they work though.
Yeah, alright, well, I think I'm tapped out of Pokemon for today.
Yeah, understandable. I think I am as well. I played everyone except Sai today, I think, and I played Sai with this exact deck on Wednesday, so kind of like you in a way. We only have 1 day at the moment where we get a chance to actually play each other as well, so it's not as if we're just like, I'm building stuff quite a bit during the week, but it's not as if I'm actually getting the chance to play against anyone else most of the time. We only really have 1 day for that, so I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things, if we had infinite time, of course we could spend a lot more with it collectively and we could do a lot better with it, but I think we're doing our best, and I think that's all we can really ask for off of it. But GG's though.
Yeah.
Awkward matchup in terms of the weakness here, I think, because this is one of the... Well, I mean, fucking Pepper brought Typhlosion this week, so Fire was just kind of all over the place by the looks of it. But it hasn't been that common most of the time with it, you know. I played the Salamence because I wanted to try it, but other than that, like, what Fire decks have even seen play in recent times, I don't know, so...
Well, I tried playing the water deck I just made last night, and even that just wasn't good. It was Octillery with Kingdra and Blastoise EX. I put in Kingdra because I wanted to nullify weaknesses.
Yep.
It's the Kingdra from Team Rocket.
Yeah.
And the Blastoise, obviously, Excel Energy. But, man, maybe I should just play more energy. I can't seem to draw the energy. Like, no matter how many Stevens or Pokemon scientists, I only have 1 scientist, but
Yeah.
like, I just can't seem to draw energy. It's really frustrating. Like, what's the point of playing Blastoise if I get 1 energy every turn?
Yeah. What
So,
could we do with that?
yeah.
There was a supporter in Emerald, Mr. Stone's Project, I believe it was called, that was like a double energy search or like an energy retrieval, depending which mode you wanted. Like, maybe that would help, but I mean, the obvious problem there is, oh, then you've got to draw the supporter, right? You know, there's only so much we can really do. Do you mind if we spread this one out with the other decks over there?
Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna pull up the other one.
Yeah, can easily go ahead and do that as well, which is
Clear up the flagons too, we were just talking about those.
aha, right, yeah.
Let's see. Emerald. You said it was an emerald?
Yes. Oh. We go loading the
Might
setting.
be.
I'm pulling out my emerald draft.
Oh, and that disconnected Pepper. Oops.
No, Pepper left to get dinner.
Oh, okay. I was not
Said
aware
he
of
was
that.
calling it early.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Okay, if there's one thing I am surprised it is not in this deck, Matt, it's the lack of reversal. Because I would have just expected
funny.
that from
Saying
here.
that.
Yeah, in our first game, Sai played a reversal and was like, oh, I forgot that existed. I
Yeah,
should
it's
be
like,
playing that
oh yeah,
instead
that's a
of POW.
card. Uh-huh. Yeah, because that's what... but I have 2 decks that are figured at this time too, so like I can't talk that way, but the main Arcanine deck that you see on the site is like just straight Arcanine with the Lunasol stuff here, and like 4 reversal, 4 ER2, and I was like, yeah, this deck is clearly strong, but it's boring as fuck. Because let's be honest, it's just like, if you flip your heads, that's it, you win, and there's there's very little
That
to
happened
it.
3 out of 3 times.
It's
First turn.
it's just stupid. I don't know. I mean, with Arcanine especially, it's just like, turn 3, hit 100, and just deny all of the energy you had on the bench so you can't fight back. It's like, well, just reversal the Pidgeot and just hit that for 100 and kill it in one shot, right? It's just, I don't know. I don't hate the existence of stuff like Gust, but I hate the luck aspect of it. And I know it's going to come back to bite later on too, because I know Heart Gold Soul Silver era was very much dominated by reversal flips, because Junkarm could get it back, right? And that was the only gusting that was like usable in most of the decks. Like, I think Luxray was a thing, but Luxray I don't think fit in every deck, because level X's you could only evolve in the active, so it wasn't necessarily every deck that played them. And yeah, so a lot of it came down to reversal flips, and I'm already dreading that, because I just... It's when it's so swingy, it just feels horrible to be on the receiving end of, and it's the same thing with this stupid card up here. Like, not that I'm saying we should bring back original energy removal, because fuck that as well, but I hate the fact if it's on the coin flip, because it's like, if it flips tails, then, it's like, phew, it dodged a bullet, but if it flips heads, it very often just wins the game on the spot, and it's not fun. That's what I think I've concluded with this stuff here. Like, the Lunatone Solrock deck as well is the same thing. It plays like 4 ER2, 4 reversal, and I was just like, do I really want to play this time around? It just feels so lame. So I tried to do something fancy with it. I think I maybe flew too close to the sun on this one, because I don't have a like Pokemon-based support in this deck. But as I've said already, like, how would that even help? Because all of these decks that are like shutting your items and stuff down play the cards that will shut the support Pokemon down as well, to prevent you from just playing the game at all. So yes, you could say I should have put a Pidgeot in here, or I should have put the 2/2 Porygon 2 or something in. It wouldn't have fucking helped, because yeah, you would have just had Frontier down or the Lunatone Solrock, and I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. So it's like, that would have just made it even less consistent, because then I would have fewer of my actual attackers / EVs, etc. And all of the acceleration methods are stage 2, so I wouldn't be able to just jam that in with this one either. So that's really the weakness here. I mentioned this last week as well, actually, when we were talking with the stuff like the Delta EV Houndoom thing that you played. It's like, yeah, you fall to any deck that has energy acceleration, or can like spike your stuff out of play, because you just don't have enough attaches to do what you need to do. And clearly that was a big flaw with it this time. When I saw the energy removal down as well, I was just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. It's like, I hate just giving up on it like that, but it's like, I'm gonna be miserable this entire game, and I don't want that. So so it is what it is. But it's like, this thing is absolutely savage though. This Arcanine is ridiculous.
I was
Crazy
playing
card.
or play testing a main cargo build that I was pretty stoked about, and then ended up just deciding I would rather have the slots and more like denial stuff, just to play into the archetype a little bit better.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, this felt really strong too. You could basically get any. I mean, it's effectively, you know what my cargo is. It's Pidgeot,
Mhm.
sort of.
Yeah, it's legal
Being able
cheating.
to do whatever you need. Yeah, you always had exactly what you needed every turn.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah. See, that's the obvious thing. Is like I could have, if I say only played 2 Arcanine or something, or played maybe 1 less of the EVs. The EV support is like so good in here, though, right? The thing, like Arcanine will lose to a lot of the water-based decks, but Jolteon kind of flips the script on that, just because it hits them really, really hard, and also Second Bite synergizing with like all the other stuff here. You know, the EVs do quite a bit of spread, which is nice. And it's just, yeah, I guess if I had multiple Jirachi, then I would probably play that instead of like the Absol. But the Absol swoop idea was really cute. I wanted to do that last time round with Skarmory, actually, because I picked up 4 of the Skarmory in Delta Species, which is Absol, but it searches Metal Pokemon instead of EXs. So the idea would have been the same. If you lead with a Skarmory, the opponent can't attack on their first turn. You get a search, which is pretty good. You search for like the Delta Species final stage, and then next turn swoop the Skarmory into the basic for it, and go from there, right? You could either Rare Candy if you have to, or just straight evolve, depending what stage of evolution it is. And it's like you're stopping the opponent from getting their setup turn as well, which is really good. But here it's because EXs are kind of hard to search, right? I did have more Elm's training method in here, but I was not able to draw enough cards, so I cut a couple of them to put more draw supports in. Clearly didn't help, but you know. It's an awkward one. I don't think the deck needs a lot to run, but it needs enough where it's kind of hard to like maintain enough stuff on board, is the difficult bit. If you could just run train with 1 Arcanine, that's amazing, but that takes a lot of maintenance because you've got to find the react energy to consistently do that. And if you're having to start getting like 2-3 attackers charged up, there's no acceleration to do that, so it kind of falls apart a bit. I don't know. Whereas something like the Salaman stuff that I played last week with the Metagross, that's obviously a lot more self-sufficient when the board is set up. But if the board can't get set up because you get locked out the game early, that obviously falls apart as well. So it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, it's... I guess there's a reason why Mutrick won Worlds, right? Is the thing with it here. It's just like that sort of denial in conjunction with all of the trainer-based stuff that we have to even now the Pokemon with Lunatone, Solrock, and whatnot. With all the ways of shutting down the engines of every single deck, it's like, yeah, they just don't get to play the game anymore. And that's a pretty solid like reasoning for it winning everything. And hey, we saw it pretty much firsthand here, you know, just with 2 Manectric by itself. You got the turn 2 disconnect on me with removal. What am I ever gonna do about that?
You got that every time. Against me. Heads on Electrike. Nothing they can do.
It is kind of funny, like, I did see this Electrike. If I was going to play this, I probably actually was looking at the recharge one because of the fact that it gets like 2 energy to play immediately. But obviously I can see the reason for this one, and maybe I got put off by the coin flip part of it as well. The fact that it doesn't do damage with that high voltage, I don't know. There was some with it just...
does.
Yeah, oh, it does emotional damage, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
no, I don't know. I think it was just one of those that I was looking at it from a case of I can accelerate energy from the deck to this thing and just immediately have it like threatening, so I can attach to something else next turn if I want. That was what was alluring to me at the time, but this one is obviously really strong in its own right. So there's no wrong choice, I don't think, which is nice.
I went through the same conundrum, and I have like 8 basics here. So you start Electrike like half the time-ish, maybe a little bit more. You got some switches and stuff to make it a little bit better. But I figure if I effectively win a quarter of my games off of coin flip, 2 coin flips at the beginning, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, like I was saying, it's a weird one because like I don't know how I would change that to do quote unquote better against something like this, because again I just don't think it's possible, because you have the answers to shut down everything that I would include in here, because there is literally nothing else in the format to include which isn't locked out by the fact of you stop me playing a stadium card, so Frontier just gets stuck in play.
I think Arcanine, like, this is actually a pretty good example of a deck that could do okay with a slightly different build. Like, you have a lot of dead cards under item lock, obviously, so that's kind of an issue. If you switch out of Holon Engine, just place... Well, I guess I don't know what you do exactly, because...
You don't play the evolutions, basically. You change the entire deck and make it the more boring version.
Yeah, I mean that would help. I think you can still play the evolutions.
Nah, I don't think so. Because they're kind of it's kind of dead weight at that point.
I don't have a way to like stream energy removals most of the time, so I can only like set you one energy back at a time under most cases.
Yeah, that's the
EVs
problem though.
2 energy attacks.
Yeah, every single one, with the exception of Umbreon, which isn't that powerful anyway, every single evolution and every single attack in here is a 2 energy minimum. That's what's the problem. That's actually what pretty much got me in the game with Pepper as well. Like, I managed to squeak it out in the second one, but Kindle discarding energy was just like way too much to sort of handle with it. Yeah. But his deck was effectively the same sort of thing. It's like, it's an energy acceleration setup, so like you can cheat the energy out to play, I can't. The only way around that would be to... I don't even know what you could do with the Arcanine, actually, to accelerate energy into play, because there's not really anything you can do for that. You would have to play the Huntail plus Delcatty, which I don't have, and Delcatty gets shut off by Frontiers, so, you know. Huntail is like Dark Electrode, but for React Energy, and then the Delcatty is Dark Dragonite, but for React Energy. So you'd be able to accelerate those out the deck and just stream them onto the Arcanine. But even then, you run out fairly quickly. Yeah, I think Arcanine can compete with Manectric if you do the more standard thing, if you will, but I don't know, I wanted to try something interesting with this because the evolution powers can be very, very strong in conjunction with it, right? Because like Flareon Burn Confused with the Overrun being in play is kind of nasty. Jolteon covering weakness as well as synergizing with the spread aspect is really good. And Espeon is just kind of there, but when it works really, really well. Deters a lot of the like stadium plays and stuff as well, because it just does 90 for free if the opponent's stadium is in play. So
just as a reminder, Holon Phantoms contains energy, so remember to replace them in the packs.
Yeah, it's the reverse hollow energy thing like Emerald had again, so...
Oh yeah, I get new energy.
Yeah.
And of course when I try and delete the packs I already got out, it opens one.
So yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. I was being told apparently in chat that Houndoom was the thing that was most often played with the Arcanine. I guess I could see it.
Yeah, if I had got Arcanines, that's what I'd be playing this week.
I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sucks really because it was like it wasn't as if I, you know, was just like, oh, I'm gonna just hoard this thing. It's just like, yeah, you've not really got anything that's, you know, tradable for it. So because I had 2 of them, I only needed to pick one more up. I was like, I'd probably better just like trying to get it and seeing about using it myself here, just because it's like there's no way that there's nothing I can get to trade for it. So the card is just ridiculous. So it's going to command a fairly high price regardless, right? And it's just, I'm in that sort of position where there's very little that I actually have to trade for others that way, because this was one of about like There was, if you include variations, it was like 8 decks I was looking at, but there's about 5 realistic ones I was looking at bringing this week. This just happened to be the one that I thought would be the most fun, so, you know. But there's the actual regular Eevee deck, which I don't think would have done much better against this, to be honest. Maybe, but there was, like, stuff with Milotic definitely wouldn't have, because it's weak, but then again, it's got 3 Flareon in it, so who knows. Flareon is kind of annoying, at least. I had that Gorbis Electrode thing built up, but not a massive fan of that right now. It's in a weird spot. I don't think I'm quite, like, capable of getting Electrode set up as I want right now. It's had its time, probably. And then of course the Lunatone Solrock, which I did have out somewhere. Where did I put it? Was it this one?
Oh crap, my food. Alright, I'm gonna head out, so I think I've burned my food. It's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, good games. I'll try to come up with something better next week. We'll see.
You're doing fine, Nate. Yeah, just remember when you do your... I think you're doing fine. When you do your Hollow Phantoms draft, if you right-click on the deck, on like the box for the packs and stuff, and click on the
replace all energy.
Replace all energy, yeah. Just so you don't get the reverse hollow energy stuff coming up again, like in Emerald. So.
See you.
Alright, take care.
See you later.
See if I can get a proper spread where it's not mixing up all the pack arts again.
Yeah, just so you can see as well. This was the other bit that I was looking at, but yeah, this is boring as fuck though. Like, it's fine in this sort of sense, in the case of, yeah, it's like it's a base attack, it does decent enough damage, but it's just, yeah, you've got your 4 removals, your 4 reversal, the not much else going, Curse Stone, I suppose, woo. At least it doesn't die to fighting resistance, because the Hold On energy ignores resistance when you put a basic fighting on. So, like, it has the tools it needs, it's just not very interesting, you know?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. It's interesting, because, like, I can see how this is not that interesting to play, and kind of the same goes for Manectric and probably Arcanine as well, because it's really simple. I don't need to like tutor multiple things out of my deck every turn. I'm gonna attach energy, 1 energy per turn to my guy, and switch. But like the deck building component of it is super interesting.
Yeah.
The way you build this compared to other stuff, and like which cards you include, which ones you don't get to.
Yeah, there's a lot more space for disruption tools and things in here, which is a good and bad thing, depends on your disposition. But no, I think the problem, like, I think even Manectric is more interesting than this though, because at least with Manectric you've got that Spectre of Mega Shot going, right? Because that is a really, really dangerous attack to go against, and yes, it cuts you off the item lock for a turn, but if you're getting a really key one-shot, I think you can often get away with that, you know? Whereas this is just, like, it's... To call it linear is like an insult to lines. It is so boring because you are literally, all you are doing is the exact same thing every single time of it, and it really just is a hit for 60 on 2 energy on turn 2 or whatever, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to it. There's target beam, and then you might declare hyper beam once in a game, and if you're unlucky, you may have to Moon Guidance or Foresight from the draft ring. That is it. There's fuck all else you can do. Yeah, I don't know. It's frustratingly like 1 note, and if the opponent can beat that single note, then you have no outs. Plus, it's vulnerable to prizing, and you know what I'm like with prizing. If you prize the Solrock, then it's a bad day. So, yeah, and I think the only way around that would be to play, like, the Slow King from the previous set. Like, you can put one of the cards in your hand face up as a prize and then take one of your prizes, but then you've got to set the Slow King up, right? And the whole circle starts again. It's just... Ugh, I don't know.
it's not worth it.
And it's
You
stage
prize
1. You know.
2, I think that's probably like you've lost. You prize 1, I think 50 is not great.
Yeah,
You
it
can
depends
still
how
play.
fast you get it out at that point, because 50 for 2 is still very strong on a basic like this. It's usually a basic that has 80 HP because of the Psychic Solrock. You can bump that to 100 with the Energy Root, so it's actually kind of hard to KO it, like, quickly enough.
Yeah, that's really good. I was
Yeah.
looking at the Energy Root being like, I don't know, 60
Yeah,
to 80,
like,
doesn't really matter.
What are you
but
doing here? No.
60 to 100, that's good.
Yeah, because you don't need the ability on every single one of these Lunatone. You only need it on one of them if the Solrock is active in the first place to retreat them. So Energy Root on any of your other Lunatone that you are not using for the ability just gives it 100 HP at that point, and that's really strong. So
Yeah, I like this. I would trade for this if you if we can find a trade that is compelling.
yeah, I don't. I have 4 of this guy because I did trade for them before because I wanted to make this work in Deoxys because I saw this attack going, this is pretty strong. Like, we haven't had a basic that does this in quite a while, but it was not ready in that set. I believe it was a combination of the lack of Mentor, obviously prizing the stuff with it that way. We didn't have Energy Root, we didn't have Curse Stone. We didn't have Scott the time I tried to play it. We didn't have the Hold on Energy, so any fighting resist just immediately eviscerated you. It was just not ready. We didn't have Girafarig either, but it's kind of whatever. But
yeah, you're right. This has gotten a ton of tools in the last couple sets to be a lot better.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, also the fact that I pulled 3 of the firefighting energy just kind of made it make sense. It's like, I'm at least going to build it, and I'm at least going to try it. And yeah, it kind of mollywopped like all of the stuff I was trying otherwise, because it turns out 60 damage from turn 2 is very, very hard to combat when everything else needs to evolve, you know? It's not even the disruption aspect that got it, that helps. It was the fact of this thing just, like, hits so hard for so little investment. It just, I don't know. Maybe we will see it if I... Yeah, are we doing 2 weeks from the next set? Have we gotten... I mean, I know I have, but has everybody else got enough stuff that they'd want to show?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, for me, I would
show
probably
off
just
a bunch more stuff. Need to get around to building it.
Right, you were saying, Matt, because you got cut off there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying, if it were up to me, I would probably just keep it moving. I'm not opposed to like playing the same deck, 2 weeks in a row or whatever, obviously. So if everyone else wants to do a 2-weeker, that's fine by me. But I don't know. I like the new.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's in this sort of awkward spot. We don't even get to play half of what we get anyway. That's what sort of I don't want to say frustrates, because that's not really the thing with it, but it just feels like, so much of it just doesn't ever get used anyway, that it's a weird situation to be in with it. Like, I don't even think in the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff when we were doing that draft, don't even think it was that bad there, because most of the time we had like a set thing in mind that we could do, but here it's just like everything is its own archetype, right? So it's like, if you pull 2 different things that you want to play in a week, and you haven't even gotten to play the stuff from the previous one, just like, there's not enough time. Maybe that's a sign that the formats are actually good when there's that many like different decks that you can play in the first place. But I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm not going to load them all up at the moment, obviously, because size, etc. But yeah, I can look through. I still looked at that Gengar. Wouldn't have been strong enough for the stuff here, but the idea is really cool. I like the spread counter stuff is neat. I had the actual just raw evolution deck, which would have been playable, but I decided to play this one instead because Arcanine is cool. Yeah, the Gorbising, the Lunatone stuff, the Flareon Milotic stuff. Still didn't play the Delta Marowak from last week. And there's, what, like 6-7 decks from the 05 stuff I've got, which is still good. Nidoqueen, Slowking, the Tyranitar. We have not even had a chance to see Dark Tyranitar probably come in yet. And it's just, it's not enough time. Clearly Dragtrode is still good from your end as well. I don't know. But I mean, if people want to just keep moving, then who am I to complain, right? But it's just one of those bits that's a bit of a shame, I think. But hey.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Put to a vote, see what everyone thinks, and
yeah,
if people want to stick around, like I said, I will live.
I guess there's a bit of a difference from the 05 format, at least in this one, isn't it? Because this is actually there's a lot more to it, because 05 died after Team Rocket returns, let's be honest. Ludicargo was a thing, but Emerald was such an awful set that it was just like there was no interest in that. Whereas here, it's every single set we've done feels like there's potentially half a dozen new strategies that we could be looking at here. Just because Delta Species was so different, I guess, that, yeah, it almost just feels like a bit of a shame that we're not going to get to explore half of it just because of time constraints. But, I mean, such is the way. We'd probably have to play a lot of this format if we wanted to get, like, everything out of it, but, I mean, you've seen what Jason's list is like, though. I know his is the whole format, but there's like 60 decks on there, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have half of them. So, you know, so much diversity available in here.
There's a lot of decks. There's a lot of decks we can't play because we didn't get the right pulls for it, and I mean, like there are certainly decks that could be played that end up not getting played, but I feel like it's kind of okay because it lets you filter out the most interesting decks and just focus on those rather than, you know, playing slight variations or things that are similar to other decks but just not quite as good. And
I'm still surprised I managed to actually trade into Meta Knight for not pulling any of the component pieces.
yeah,
It's like me and Blastoise! Which is another thing I would want to try and build, but, you know, where is the time coming from? Yeah, I can see what you mean, though. It's nice to be able to filter the stuff down to what you think is the most interesting. I think my problem with that is that I literally have about 12 things which are that most interesting, and it's just you know, it's not even necessarily through my own fault. Yeah, I've traded for a couple of them, but it's just like, it's just the way that it's gone with me here. Is so many of the things I've managed to get is like, yeah, I can play like, you know, a dozen, you know, completely different ideas with this. I think this has been the case for most of the draft, though. So, you know, 05 aside, 05 was pretty bad that way because like I had what, Nidoqueen, Blastoise, I guess the Electrode stuff. And well, Metagross? I guess, yeah, Metagross was Deoxys, so I guess you could say that. So I had like four decks for the 4 sets. I don't know.
You want to start tearing into the next set then?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Put the marker with the stuff down on my side, and